Almost always a retraction, often. But what I found is it's a retraction, and it's a retraction with just a little bit of upper cervical flexion. It's a little bit more significant of a nod. Or I just coming up with a pillowcase behind the top of the head. So the retraction happens with a little bit more upper cervical, and they'll feel pressure there. That's the most common, is just a retraction, or retraction with that little upper cervical flexion. The upper cervical spine has been super, super helpful. I do have people though that are, I'll just go the same direction I would for a neck pain, for an arm pain, is I'll go to end range. I go, okay, if you're better, then I go to overpressure, and I will take them to extension. And does it expose the lateral? People will get worse. Even some of the most common things, I guess I could back up. So even functional is when I test their extension in their cervical spine, they'll have a postural sway when they come up, and you can see that, and they describe that. So I use that as a baseline. Let's do this repeated motion, look up, come back. They're like, oh, I didn't have it. And that'll be gone. And so I'll go the same thing. It's often retraction with a little upper cervical flexion. And then I will go into extension, but I have lots of people that are rotation too and side bending. You just follow it. In fact, sometimes, and this is totally a Bridgetism, there's no science behind this. I don't even, just going through, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just take the motions, just the baseline motions slower. They just look right for 5 to 10 seconds. And they'll just tell me, I feel way less dizzy over there. And I'm just looking this direction, I feel bad, or you can see them in their posture sway. And so it kind of leads me into okay, I need to go this direction first, because they don't have an arm, they don't have a radicular symptom. They don't have a shoulder blade pain that I can say, which way do I go? When I have exposed basically a lateral with extension at end range, then which way am I going to go? So just in that simple, hey, I feel better over here, or I have them stay in a lateral flexion or side bend. And then they'll say oh, weird, I feel better over here. I have had a handful of people that it's not just in the neck, but it's in the thoracic spine.